Who likes finger foods?
I do. So, we've got for you.
Tlalop. A lot of times it's just beef, so they call it balalop, and you'll see the leaves on them with the beef, and it's grilled. But this is a special edition,
How so?
air fryer style.
The only way we like it. No, that's not true. We just like to try to air fry things so it's a little healthier.
Enjoy.
First, you want to get 3/4 of a cup of lemongrass.
We used to buy it fresh and realized how hard it was to chop up and grind, so we bought the frozen pack.
That's pre-shredded. And then you want to dice up 1.5 yellow onions.
Depending on which store you go to, it might be called a brown onion because of its skin. Don't be fooled like I did.
Make sure you wear some goggles. I wear contacts, so I don't really get affected by cutting onions.
Yeah, she has that extra protection from those. I am often seen crying, and she'll run up to me and put goggles on my face as I do this. If you guys have a better method of protecting yourself from the tears that onions bring, please let us know in the comments. We would love to learn.
Now you want to mince up 1.5 shallots.
AKA shallots. Again, these potentially can make you cry. So please give us some advice on how not to cry while you're mincing up some shallots.
And be careful not to chop your fingers.
Now, mince up 9 cloves of garlic. How I came up with the number 9? Still uncertain, but it's still delicious. It can seem a bit daunting to do this much cut work, but there are a number of us out here who do find this kind of therapeutic.
Add in 1 3/4 tablespoon of sugar.
And 2 1/4 tablespoons of potato starch.
1.5 tablespoons of curry powder. 3/4 teaspoon of 5 spice.
1.5 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. And 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper.
Now to that mixture, you'll add in a pound each of pork and beef.
And top all of that off with 2 1/4 tablespoons of oyster sauce and 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. You don't see me glove up too often, but if it involves fish sauce, I'm covering up.
Once you mix it all up, you'll add in 3/4 of chopped up lemongrass. We just buy the frozen one, and as long as you thaw it, you don't have to shave it like we do, but we always keep it in the freezer and forget to thaw it.
That's 3/4 of a cup. Our first few times making this, we were unable to obtain fresh Piper Lolot leaves. So we found these frozen ones that worked. We didn't initially believe that it would make a difference, even though Mom said it would not taste as good. But once we tried the fresh leaves, there's no going back to the frozen ones.
If you can't get the fresh ones, the frozen ones work just fine.
Additionally, they are easier to roll than the fresh ones are.
And they're bigger.
Quite often, you'll find yourself doubling up on the leaves because of tears or holes. Mom says it even gives a better flavor. This is a labor of love, so feel free to roll these while you watch your favorite show or listen to your favorite audiobook. You can even dance around while listening to your music. Once you get the hang of it, you can start a little assembly line like this.
Now, this is not like a burrito wrap. This is just a put it down and roll it wrap.
That's a good point.
And then you want to stick the stem in to fasten it.
Wait. We're getting ahead of ourselves. The frozen ones, actually, once they're thawed out, just kind of stick to itself, so you don't have to use that technique. This recipe does come from trial and error, so if you've made it, let us know in the comments how you've made adjustments to fit your taste. Traditionally, these are grilled, but as you know, we like to throw them in the air fryer. Once you see the edges sort of char a bit, the meat is likely cooked. You'll likely have yourself a queue of prepared but uncooked shalots on the side right there. One of my favorite things to do is munch on the freshly cooked ones. Here's your chance to enjoy the fruits of your labor as you're air frying in batches. Come on now, don't those look tasty? For this specific recipe, they're very easily eaten straight up. No need to wrap them or dip them in sauce. You like that?
If you have access to the fresh leaves, chop up 7 of them and put it into the meat mixture.
For those of you who already grow your own Piper Lolot, or those of you who use this leaf in your cooking, what do you use it for? Let us know. Give us some new recipe ideas. We'd love to hear them. Check out this overflowing bowl. What had happened was, one of us, not named Brian, dropped our bigger bowl and it cracked. So of course, we adapt. As we always say, use what you got. Here's where technique matters a little bit more. First, I have the leaves facing the wrong direction. They should be flipped upside down. The shiny side should be facing outwards for presentation's sake. It doesn't really affect the taste, but you do want your food to look good. Check it out. Even I can learn a thing or two every now and again.
Now, the stem we thought would be easy to poke through because you do have to fasten these when they're the real leaves or the fresh leaves. So to make it easier, you can poke the hole at the tip before you start rolling, so then the stem will just go right in to fasten.
What you're seeing here is me struggling before we learned that hack. I was just rolling them and trying to use these stems to poke into the other side and fasten them. It did not work, or I would squish them so the meat would pop out.
Now, maybe you have like a lalo plant, and if that actually works for you, let us know. We don't have a plant.
Damn.
Those with more experience than we will often use skewers to either grill or air fry them. Maybe that's your jam. Here's where we pre-puncture the leaves to make it easier to slot the stems through after we roll. Evidently, you can teach an old dog new tricks. It may take a little longer though, so be patient. Look how quickly I'm moving now. Bonus points to anyone who can identify those characters on my shirt.
Double team time. Look at how the sun has changed. It took us forever.
But once these come out of the air fryer, it's all worth it. And even if you're not into cooking or food preparation, it's a great way to spend some quality time with people, whether you love them or not. As you can see, they do look a brighter green than the frozen ones.
Now we just straight up ate these, but if you get them at a restaurant, you kind of do them like rice roll wrapper style. We also just eaten it with rice.
Yeah, they can be appetizers, they can be snacks. You tell us in the comments how you like to eat your lalopes. Much love and eat well.